Wale ambao kazi yao ni kueneza fitina na chuki ndani ya Jubilee. Jubilee imegawanyika, sijui nini, fitina, sijui iko shida hapa na pale. Wewe nani alikupatia kazi ya nyapara ndani ya Jubilee?
Na Mheshimiwa Rais ametuambia yeye ako Jubilee na Jubilee hahami.
Sasa wamejua Rais ametangaza msimamo ya kwamba Jubilee iko venye alianzisha na hakuna kitu imebadilika.
Na wale ambao wameenda kuhangaika na kumangamanga kwa vyama ya watu wengine waamue, either wawe ndani ya Jubilee tukiongozwa na rais, ama wajipange, kwa sababu Kenya ni demokrasia na kule ambapo wamekwenda.
We will not continue to discuss matters BBI and handshake going forward until the master of violence renounces the violence that happened in Kibra and asks for forgiveness so that we can walk forward.
Na mimi ndio nilikuwa naambia watu, hii BBI yeye pia hajafungua hiyo bahasha ameletewa. Wale wana oppose sijui wamesoma BBI gani. Wale wanaunga mkono sijui ni BBI gani walisoma. Sasa kuna wengine walikuwa wanasema hii BBI ni lazima. Hii BBI ni tsunami.
We have discussed it, critiqued it, contributed, then now we will get a team of experts. We will get a team of experts to reduce the report into a constitutional document.
If you bring a situation whereby you want us to have a parliamentary system without equal representation, then definitely it will not be acceptable to us. But we are open for dialogue. Even if we say that there is a parliamentary system, then all constituencies should be made equal.
Who thinks Uhuru Kenyatta is going anywhere? Even for us as a community, he will continue being our leader. Gone even if he doesn't vie for the presidency again, even if he doesn't get the prime minister, Uhuru Kenyatta will still remain our leader in Central Region.
All right, so those are some of the leaders that have been speaking since that meeting. Of course, we hear Deputy President William Ruto saying that those who thought that there was division in Jubilee now can see what is happening. There are those that are threatening. And we hear Governor of Nyeri County saying that Uhuru Kenyatta will remain the leader of that region. You had certain concerns, Dr. Chris Omalo, and even as you respond on this, so what do you think is the take-home for the country after that meeting on Friday? And the president said that he's going to meet with the elected leaders sometimes this week to deliberate on the issues that were raised in there, specifically on the economy and the challenges that the region faces.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. But as a representative from the North Rift and the Western region, our regions, things are not good. Like, for example, Pan Pepper is gone. We've seen Mumias is gone. The issues of maize, the issues of milk. So if the president really is addressing those issues, we are requesting him to look into this when it comes to the side, comes to our side. Now, responding on this matter, I think we are missing the point. As we wanted to focus heavily on this, and as I said earlier, the president was preparing the way for the BBI. The critical thing here is BBI. And BBI, to me, is supposed to bring some constitutional reforms. But let's wait and see the report. We don't know what is in that report. So once the report comes, is when we'll be able to address. And one thing I know is once this report is out, it will be subjected to public participation. Where we have issues, I think there'll be element of panel beating, so that we come up with a bill which is agreeable and for the interest and the welfare of the people. To me, that's very, very important. But going back to our brothers from Mount Kenya region and going back to the population, population is very critical. And because from this formula, what I know is 45% is based on that. But Senator tells me, I think the Senate has come up with something. And for us to agree on that formula, it must be debated in Parliament. I've not seen it in the National Assembly yet. So maybe when it comes to us, we'll be able to look into it. And from population, that's why the population is very critical. And when my brother talks of Mount Kenya regions, you see, like the people from Mount Kenya region, they are everywhere in this country. In the Bill of Rights, anybody is allowed to go and settle anywhere in this country, own property anywhere in this country. So when we start doing regionalization, we're actually dividing this country. When you come to my village, you'll find people from Mount Kenya They're there. When you go to Narok, when you go everywhere, even lawyers, when you go to Kiambu, we have so many lawyers who are in Kiambu and in Nyeri. That's why some of us are not so comfortable about the census when it comes to the regional population. The Luo community right now, they're number one. We are everywhere. We're in Nyeri, we're in Kiambu, we're all over.
Number one.
So in terms of population in this country, you guys
well, Dr. Chris Omala,
so to me, that's very important.
You cannot verify that.
You have your own international bureau.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, Dr. Chris Omala, so far you do not have any statistics on ethnic distribution based on the census 2019, so you cannot say that with authority. But Senator Ledama, yes, you appear aggrieved by the sense of what Mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro is saying here. But I want to ask you this specific question about, so now the president said that he's going to meet with the leaders come this week to deliberate on some of the challenges that they were raising. Should this be the start of regions organizing themselves to have a conversation with national leaders, or are you just reading politics of regionalization at play?
Which leaders are we talking about? The Mount Kenya region leaders?
No, I'm talking about, should it be that...
No, you asked a question, you said the president is planning to meet leaders.
Yes.
Which leaders?
Elected leaders from the Mount Kenya region.
From the Mount Kenya region. I think it is wrong to put the pressure in such, the president in such pressure, where he has to now, sort of like start cutting the cake and saying, let me concentrate on these people. What we ought to do is to think as Kenya as one. We need to look at what is happening across the entire country called Kenya. What my colleague here said is that all the 42 ethnic groups of people have now made homes in every part of this country. We don't want to go the way Nyoro was talking about here, where he's saying we are the majority. It's as if their people are not in other parts of Kenya. We have been very welcoming, particularly the Maasai. If you look at Kajiado, which used to be Maasai's, it is now a cosmopolitan city or county. Narok is going that way. Even if some of us still feel like people are taken advantage of in the way that other people make homes in, or they encroach in other people's territories. Let us not talk about territories now. And that is why I have an issue with Nyoro on how he's, the way he's advancing his argument. BBI has come to help this country. We've never had any peaceful election in Kibera like the way we did it, and that is because of Raila Amolo Odinga.
That was okay. There are some who feel let
me qualify my prosecution here. The issue of peace, it goes hand in hand with the economy. The more we come together, if Raila did not shake hands with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, there's nothing which could have happened in this country. Even those few elites who have organized themselves, to be able to, in the expense of all the masses, will not be enjoying their little shillings. So the truth of the matter is this: Kenyans are suffering, And instead of us wasting time on national television talking about this divisiveness, we should be talking about how do we ensure that those toll projects are completed? How do we ensure that those contractors who have not been paid their money, they are paid by us as legislators coming here? I didn't come here to talk about divisiveness. I want to be able to show Kenyans that we are committed in terms of coming up with solutions to solve their problem. That contractor, look at this Daily Nation, or this paper, Daily Nation. About 30 pages is auctioneers. And those are people who have contracts with county governments. We don't want a situation like that.
That is why I ask you a specific question. Is it time for regions to organize themselves and have a conversation with the national leaders? Is Mount Kenya setting a precedent?
I don't have a problem with regions looking at their economic strength and coming together and saying, this is our economic strength. And that is why I support any proposal that can come up to merge counties into regions. Stronger blocks. Because then that you look at the strength. If you look at Narok, Kajiado, and Taita Taveta, our strength is tourism. If you come together, if it is Mount Kenya region, whatever their strength is, they come together, they put together, if it is coffee, if it is milk, we look at a way that we can be able to trade among each other for the benefit of this country, but not divisive politics.
All right, Senator Ledama Olekina, let's take a look at what you've been saying on Twitter, Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag being daybreak, the views that you're sending to us. This is Engineer Lazara. You say that the president's statement during Sagana State Lodge meeting is very suspicious and too strong for both camps, that is Ruto and Raila. I know what I'm doing. Could he be playing both camps, or what is going on? You continue to say that the president retreated to consolidate his support base, which seems to be under threat from outsiders forces. That is tanga. That is normal with every politician. #Debrek. Amundi, you say that it's backwardness to start thinking in line of tribes. We need to give chance to individual conscience. Nothing like tyranny. Everyone pays taxes, hence agenda should be national. Sam Oindi, you say Ndindi Nyoro should encourage the language of conciliation and compromise rather than has been the trademark of making outlandish demands and engineering confrontations. We need a united Kenya, Sam. That is on Twitter. Shonkwandri, you said that the mountain melted long ago. Everybody can see that things are already out of hand. The meeting was just trying to defend the Utamaki. Okay. On SMS 22422, what do you say? Ndindi Nyoro is laughing here. On SMS, you're saying, this is Hesbon from Kisii. You say, in the meeting, if the meeting was about development and poverty levels, CTC, then I think the president could have held the meeting with leaders from across the country, regardless of the region, because the president represents Kenya, not Mount Kenya region. And all regions need to be developed and poverty dealt with. And you continue to say that if it was about cultural development and dealing with poverty issue, the meeting could have been held by the region governors and leaders and allow the press so as other regions could have seen the progress of Mount Kenya. Of course, at the workings of the meeting. Goshu from Kiharu, you say, this is from your constituency. Ledama, every region has their kingpin. Kingpins hold meetings with their subjects. Mount Kenya is no exception. Uhuru only happens to be our kingpin. What was wrong with the meeting? His subjects? Okay. Abel from Eldred, the Mount Kenya leaders who attended the Sagara meeting are already suspicious of the handshake and BBI. In their minds, they view everything with 2022 lenses. The Sagara meeting was a case of too little, too late. I don't know whether it achieved. Then you don't say who you are, but you say Kenyan leaders are like a man who tells a wife to work hard so that they build a house for the family. And when they get money, he buys a flashy car, shoes and suit for himself, then takes a holiday afar without budgeting a cent to the family. It's a pity. And Ndindi Nyoro, I wish you had time, because there's someone who was not happy with your comment about yes, you're closing. Who said that when you said that you do not slow the horse for the donkey to catch up, who is the horse and who is the donkey?
He knows.
Don't explain. Who is the horse?
The horse is the people who are deemed to have progressed.
And who is the donkey?
Erroneously. Those who purport to have been left behind.
So in the Kenyan context, who is the horse?
They know themselves.
And who's the donkey?
They also know themselves.
Well, that's our time.
Last remarks.
Ndindi Nyoro from Kiharu constituency, Dr. Chris Omalo from Kiminini constituency, as well as Senator Ledama Olekina from Narok County.
We should never allow such argument.
Okay.
Sort of like trying to...
Oh, unfortunately, we can't hear you, Senator, but that's our time.